On today's show, the guys talk with Mike Durham from Peachjar. We've got an East Initiative update. All of that and more up next on EduTechGuys. EduTechGuys Radio. Radio.edutechguys.com.
The opinions expressed under the site and its programs are those of participants and not intended to and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of any specific educational entity, sponsor, company, state, or government agency.
Hello and welcome to this episode of EduTechGuys Radio. I'm David Henderson.
Hey, and I'm Jeff Matlock.
He's the podcast wizard.
We lost our minds today. Labor Day always does that to me. Throws me off a little bit.
Throws you off a little bit.
You know, that 3-day weekend out of nowhere after school's already started. Now, I understand a lot of schools didn't start till today.
Yeah, they don't actually go back until after Labor Day. So
There you go. That's pretty cool.
good for them.
That's a long summer.
That is a long summer.
Summertime. So, yeah, listen, check us out on the web, www.edutechguys.com, or just go out to Google. Type us in, EduTechGuys, and you will find us. Or Affirmation Daily. You can find, I'm just kidding. EduTechGuys, you'll find us out there. We're on the Twitter. We're on the Facebooks. We're on the Instagrams.
That's right. You're smart enough.
You're brave enough, and doggone it, people like you. Gosh darn it.
That's right. The kids like you.
Well,
The parents like you.
don't push it. Don't push the kids. They might like you, but then again, they might not like you.
You never know.
And you know, with kids nowadays, no, never mind. They'll let you know if they don't like you.
That's true. That is a very good point.
That's true. They'll either not talk to you or give you the stink eye. What is the stink eye exactly?
I don't know. I gave up smelling eyes a long time ago.
I think that's what that gypsy lady did in the old werewolf movies. Didn't she give him the stink eye? You know, that was some kind of curse.
If you people listening could see Jeff giving me the stink eye.
It's the Carol Burnett stink eye. You know how you used to do that one half closed and then the one big one?
Yes. There you go. That's it.
The big stink eye?
Yes, that's right.
Listen, it's going to be a great show today, talking with Mike Durham with Peachjar. And there will be an East Initiative update coming up. And David and I will banter on. And later, run out into the parking lot and scream at oncoming traffic. But
Which is a lot of fun.
But we do it a lot. We actually do it a lot. Are we becoming the curmudgeons? 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 That's an interesting word. I'll look that word up and see if I'm
using it correctly.
Am I using it correctly?
I don't think so.
I hope I'm not using it. I mean, I hope I am using it correctly, because if it's not correct, and there's several people just went, this is it. I've listened to every show, but I'm done with these guys.
Yep. Thanks for listening. We
been
appreciate it.
Hey, listen, we've got a lot coming
Last
up this
show
year.
Ever.
Yeah. You can catch us live if you dare. You can catch us live out there in the old world. Our first one will be down in Houston at the Aldine School District with TCCA in October. And then we're like monthly. We're somewhere around the country, literally around the country.
Yeah, we're going to be in, let's see, we leave
Colorado
from there.
Springs,
We'll be in Colorado Springs.
Orlando, Chicago.
Yes. I think back in Orlando again.
Yeah, back in Orlando again.
Man.
And then ISTE this year is in Philadelphia?
Philly.
Philly.
Gonna get me some cheesesteak.
Ooh, that's cool.
And some cream cheese.
I can't wait to land there, because I'm going to blast Elton John. Philadelphia.
And some cancer.
freedom, my love.
Isn't that what was that movie, Philadelphia? What was that about? I don't know.
No, that was Denzel Washington. He played the lawyer for Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks. Yeah.
He had AIDS.
AIDS, okay.
Yeah, because that was a landmark. It was a true story, wasn't it? Or based on a true story about,
I believe so.
Workers' compensation for that.
Yeah.
Good movie. Now I think Elton John, Philadelphia Freedom.
Oh.
I don't know what that stands for, but I mean, a cool song.
I don't know. Can we run to the top of the Rocky thing? Isn't that where the Rocky thing is? Philadelphia?
The Rocky thing. Oh, is it in Philadelphia?
Isn't it? Where he runs up the steps?
Oh, yeah. I think you're right. You know, last night, it's funny you said that. I was flipping channels where I went to bed last night. 1985, Rocky IV, where he fights, Drago.
Oh, yeah.
The Russians. They had I forget.
Rocky V.
I wonder whatever happened to that guy. It was the same guy that played Gorbachev all throughout the 80s. Remember, they had the same actor that was on everything that looked like the Gorbachev guy. And I thought that was interesting, because he was in that movie too, I was like, he's fighting in Russia, and there's like 300 people in the whole boxing thing. I'm like, is that the entire country? You think it would be rest in Gulag, shut mouth, box. So, Hey, listen, we're going to take a quick second.
That's what my grandparents used to tell me when they.
Shut the mouth, then box now. You want to eat? Shut the mouth and box. You fight chicken. All chickens aside, let's jump out to a quick commercial, and we'll be right back with our interview after this.
Off the rails of the crazy train.
You're listening to EduTechGuys.com. Don't just listen to us. Bring us into your district today for cool, exciting, professional development. We'll teach you and your students how to take podcasting to the next level and use it to reach your classroom and to reach the world. Reach out to us on Twitter at EduTechGuys or head over to EduTechGuys.com. Scroll down on the page and fill out the form, and we'll be in touch. Bring EduTechGuys to your school.
Hey, welcome back to the EduTech Guys. We're really excited to have our next guest on the show today, and we're going to let him tell us who he is and where he's from and all that kind of good stuff. So let's take it away.
My name is Mike Durham from Peachjar, and I'm here in San Diego where our office is located. Nice to meet you all out there.
Cool.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome to the
Good
show,
meet
Mike.
you.
We're excited to find out more about Peachjar and what you guys are doing for education and what you're doing, not just education, for programs out there of all kinds, but specifically for education right now. So tell us a little bit about Peachjar and what you offer for everyone.
Sure. So for years now, probably the last 75 years, schools have been connecting parents with community organizations. And you might think of things like the Girl Scouts or the Boy Scouts or the YMCA or after-school programs. But nowadays, we're seeing many, many more things, such as how to afford college, information on how to afford college, or starting your college savings plan, improving your SAT score. So all of these, even vaccinations, all of this information has been connected by the school district with the parents and the community organizations that provide these services locally. And so that's been done with basically paper flyers into the kids' backpacks for the last, like I said, 50, 75 years. And so what Peachjar does is just simply do that for them electronically. So we get a contract with the school district, just like any other ed tech company, and we then have a platform that they use to connect parents to all these organizations. And everything the parents receive is approved by the district, so it's their platform. And the parents then get the benefit of helping drive a lot of things that kids need in terms of soft skills. For example, where do you learn grit, maybe on the soccer field? Or where do you learn determination or social skills? All of these soft skills that kids need to succeed in life can be learned not only in school but outside of school. So you're really, what we're really talking about here is really filling that 5,000 hours that kids are awake with meaningful resources and events.
So I understand that you contract with the district in terms of being able to push the information out to the parents, but then how do you get those local organizations to actually take part in providing the information to begin with?
Yeah, so the local organization was previously handing paper to the district, and then the district would put those flyers into the backpack. The teachers would stuff the backpack. The front desk lady that's helping the principal would put it in the mailboxes for the teachers, and the district would approve that piece of paper. So it's the same process except without paper. So now, when let's say the YMCA comes up to the local district, the district says, "Hey, we now use an electronic solution, and please just use that for now on." So the district is actually finding those local organizations.
Okay.
Oh, that's really cool. So, that's really interesting. I bet it just printing costs alone, you're saving districts tons of money and time.
Absolutely, yeah. So the average savings is about $36,000 per school per year.
Yeah.
Wow.
I bet.
Holy cow.
Well, and you're giving them opportunity to turn out more information because that's a problem in most school districts. I won't even say mine. But that's a problem in school districts is knowing what information to turn out. So you guys are pros at it now, so you can actually help a school district get a good plan together, and they realize what they're missing out on and information that they should be getting out to students and what programs they can help share through this program.
That's true. Actually, there's certain programs that maybe weren't connecting, let's say driver safety, for example. your local high school students turning 16 or getting their driver's license, and the local driver safety courses aren't being offered in the school anymore like they used to when I went to school
Right.
back then. But there are local organizations that are providing that, and that maybe that local district hasn't seen them use the flyer service before, and now they are. So the kids are getting better access, and the parents are getting better access to anything the district deems appropriate.
So I'm curious, what does the digital flyer look like?
So a parent receives an email, and in that email there might be 3 flyers. One from the principal that says, here's your calendar for the month. A second flyer might be from the PTA or PTO for a fundraiser. And then the third flyer might be that YMCA flyer we keep using as an example. And they're just digital, visual. So the email is very visual, very visually engaging.
Mm-hmm.
And the parent can click on the flyer and open it up full screen, or they can zoom in on it, or they can act on it. So the big benefit with Peachjar is now, instead of just a one-way communication, it's now a two-way. So the parent can act on it, like, for example, sign up or donate now, right through their phone.
Awesome. So are you guys handling the database and stuff for that? So if the school sends out, we need cookies for this field trip, then a parent can click it, and that feels you guys actually handle that for the district also?
No, so we're just kind of the intermediary. So, for example, if it was a donation for the PTA, for example, they would put a link to their donation page.
Cool.
Sure.
And we don't actually handle the donation. We just give them a button below their flyer to communicate to their donation page or to their registration page, whichever it is. In the future, we might build tools once we see enough data to help facilitate that, but at this time we don't offer that. It's a simple pass through.
Awesome.
Sure. So if I'm a parent, okay, and I get the email and I'm looking at it, is there also I don't know how to say this, but is there an external, outside of the email itself, is there an external way to view that as the flyer? On a web page, for example, is that
sure. So
hanging out somewhere?
Correct. Exactly correct. So every school has what they have is like a Peachjar folder on their website.
Okay.
And then you click on that folder and you can see all the flyers for that entire month, displayed almost kind of like Pinterest, if you can imagine.
Sure.
That's really cool.
And so, parents can go to the web page too. But of course, everybody's mobile nowadays.
Well, that's what I was going to say was, to me, if I were a district, trying to send things out via email is becoming less and less common. So if it was something where I could push out that the static link to this specific flyer via Remind Me or some other texting app, then I get that on my phone and I go, oh, okay, cool, let me check that out. It pulls up, I view it on my phone. I'm not messing with email at all. So that's cool.
Yeah, and actually, it's funny, but email is still not dead. It's very difficult for parents and just people in general to have there's let's say 5 core apps that you use on your phone.
Mm-hmm.
Past that, apps get lost pretty quickly, and so email is one of the core apps on your phone.
Sure.
So even if you have other apps, you might always go back to this core app. So although we've tried to get away from email and into apps because there's a lot more functionality, it's been difficult to do that. I'm saying difficult for the entire industry or the entire world, actually, to move people away from their few 5 core apps, and where we just are all using apps for everything. So being in the email is actually, right now at least, a benefit because it's one of your core apps. In a sense.
I agree. Sure. I mean, that's what parents are going to check. That's what teachers check. That's what everyone's going to check. Okay, so I have a question. So I am the campus secretary for the elementary school, and I have 0 graphics experience. Let's talk let's talk templates. How am I going to make it look pretty? Do you guys have a lot of pre-built templates, or are they able to put in clip art, and are they able to bring in other things, and photos and things like that?
Yeah, absolutely. We have a whole series of templates in your file. So when you're an admin, let's say you're a secretary of the school, for example, and you log in as an admin, you have a whole series of templates for every possible thing that schools do, whether it be calendaring or back to school night or an event. We have all the templates that you can use if you don't have something already designed yourself.
Oh, that's cool. That makes it very, very easy to use. So let's talk about. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was just going to say, it's actually the templates are very popular. People love them more than I even thought they would. So it's kind of
that's we've learned that people, they like that Instagram, Snapchat, Pinterest kind of feel. They're looking for those really cool group. Yeah, that's what catches them. And you're so right about the core app of email. I mean, you guys hit it on the head. Why waste time trying to put one more app on someone's phone? Because first of all, you've got to entice a parent to download that app, and that's hard. That's hard to get a parent to download an app.
Absolutely. If you, we connect to the SIS, so you're reaching out to every parent that's in the SIS, and right out. The parents don't have to go download an app, but if you want them to download an app, you can't force someone to download an app. And so what the industry sees is after about 6 months, maybe 30% of the district parents have downloaded the app, which is good, but it's not 100%. With email, you're reaching 100% of the parents registered in the SIS right away, day one.
That's awesome.
So I'm kind of curious, just I'm going to get a little, I guess, personal, for lack of a better word. But I'm curious what brought you to the revelation that this is something that was needed? I mean, do you have an education background? You got kids you were tired of not getting information from? Kind of.
Yeah. Well, certainly, I have a very deep personal story of my childhood and my brother. And it's probably not appropriate for the show, but It was a very intense personal experience where you can see that parenting is a major impact on the future of a person's life.
Mm-hmm, sure.
And so this parenting piece of society is something that we really need to work on and improve. And we enjoy the benefits of big data when you look at something like Netflix, for example. You enjoy better movies because it's helping you find just what you like.
Mm-hmm.
So you can imagine a day where we can use data to help parents find the things they need for their individual child's needs, and not just in school, but in community. And so I think that's where the big benefit can be. But my personal story is how I got here was I went to school for aeronautics. I got a degree in aeronautics, and I went to Northrop Grumman. And one of the first stops at Northrop Grumman was to work on this program where when we ship an F-18 to McDonnell Douglas, it was McDonnell Douglas at the time, later Boeing, it would ship on a rail car, one whole rail car. And a second rail car would follow it with just the paperwork for that one aircraft.
Wow.
And you can just picture the amount of paperwork, right? Well, what we did is we turned that into visual work instructions. So when you assemble an F-18, it's all visual through photos and on a computer, right? And then the big benefit was going paperless with that delivery. So instead of sending them a rail car of paper, you could send them a disc. So when I became a parent and my kids were in elementary school and they start bringing home paper, and now we're talking 20 years later, right? Paper flyers, they're very visual, those paper flyers. And the visual nature of them makes me feel like they're visual work instructions for parents, which is right in line with what I learned. So helping the schools go paperless with this last bit of paper that was going home. Everything else had kind of gone digital with LMS systems and grading systems, and just about everything's gone digital in schools except for this last piece. And it was a tough problem to solve because a lot of the information came from the community, it was not sourced at the school.
Right.
So that's where we have some patent pending technology in our system, which routes the outside organizations through an approver at the district. But then the flyers from the school get routed without approval because they're coming from somebody who's already logged in as a principal or a secretary, so they have the rights to do that. And then they commingle together into one email.
That's really cool.
So if I'm an outside organization, I'm the president of the YMCA or whatever they call the head person of the local YMCA. if I want to submit the information, then I'm actually going through your portal in order to get approval?
Yeah, you create a login. You create a login, and then you submit your flyer to that district. You choose that district.
That's really
so the person who was previously at the YMCA, for example, making copies, you can imagine 30 schools in a district, how many copies you'd have to make.
Sure.
That's 500 parents per school. So you're talking a ream of paper times 30 reams, which you're picking up at Kinko's or somewhere, and then you're driving them to school. Now with Peachjar, it takes you 60 seconds, the whole process.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Well, it creates the atmosphere where they want to share more. That's what because of the ease of use. It created this atmosphere where everyone from church groups to the Boy Scouts to Girl Scouts to the Boys and Girls Club 4-H, everybody's on board. That's really cool. That's really awesome.
Yeah, it's really cool because now you have more access to more resources in your community.
Yeah.
So I do have one more. Why Peachjar?
Oh, the name?
Yep.
So if you have a peach tree, which I happen to have, the peaches fall off and ripen all at once. So they ripen, they fall off all at once. So you have 0 peaches one day, and then next day you have like 400 peaches. And so you can't eat them all. So you can them to preserve them for the future. That's what we've done for years. So the peaches represent the children. They grow up very quickly, and the canning, the jarring, represents creating a better future for the children.
That's awesome.
That is awesome. That is so cool.
It's very evident from talking with you. The core values of your company is right there along the lines of parents and students. That's very nice. It's always refreshing to hear that's how it came about, and that's your core values.
Absolutely. Yeah, our mission is to help elevate the trajectory of a child's life by connecting the parents with community resources.
Cool.
That is awesome.
Well, Mike, I'm going to start wrapping it up here, but first of all, share with our listeners how they can get in touch with you guys, Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest, website, all that kind of good stuff. Yeah,
everything is peachjar.com. Certainly Facebook and Twitter, you'll find us at peachjar.com. We're happy to talk with anybody out there that needs help connecting or school districts that want to save some money. Thank you for your time. Really appreciate meeting.
Awesome. Thank you very much. That was very cool.
Hi there. I'm Jerry Prince with this week's East Update. One of the unique schools East has partnered with is the Excel Center at Goodwill. The Little Rock Excel Center opened last fall. Steve Vaughn is the East facilitator and also instructs in other areas of the Excel Center. We recently caught up with Steve and asked about the students that attend.
They're adults that, for whatever reason, school failed them. They failed school or school failed them. And, whatever the reason is, it doesn't matter. We're going to leave that in the past, and we're going to work on whatever was the problem. We're going to try to address it and fix it. Whatever the barrier was, we're going to try to remove that.
The Excel Center is the first adult high school in Arkansas, working with students that failed to graduate high school with the goal of helping them obtain their high school diploma. Partnering with their trade school, students also earn industry-recognized certification while earning that diploma. The center runs a much different schedule than regular educational entities with an accelerated timeline.
So another way we're different is we have 8-week terms. The students come to class Monday through Thursday, 4 days a week, for an hour and a half or a 3-hour class. So they can take up to 2 3-hour classes in 8 weeks and earn their credits that way.
One of the first students to enter the Excel program is Tracy. She entered the program with a heightened understanding of the importance of that high school diploma. While she has had opportunities, they have been cut short due to that missing piece of paper.
It's very important for me because I want to own my own stuff and I want to run someone else's business. And in order to do that, a lot of people look at your education. Mm-hmm. And my education stopped 11th grade. Well, 12th, but I just didn't graduate.
One of the projects Tracy is working on is a model to teach the center of gravity. One of the certifications available is forklift operator, and understanding the concept of center of gravity is crucial. So Tracy is working with Mr. Vaughn, who also oversees the forklift certification, to 3D print models to help students comprehend the center of gravity. Tracy encourages anyone needing to finish their high school education to seriously consider looking into the Excel Center. But she also wants any possible future students to recognize the challenges that are ahead.
You have the desire. You got to have that desire. You got to have that want to do it. Now, if you want to do your high school diploma, you want that second chance, this is the place to go. But it's not going to be easy. It ain't going to be, you come in here and think you got to work for it. You got to put in work.
More information on the Excel Center can be found under the Education tab at goodwillar.org. Special thanks this week to teacher facilitator Steve Vaughn and student Tracy for sharing some of their thoughts on the program. And special thanks to our student music producer this week, another one from the archives, Miguel from Drew Central Monticello with Another Level. For more information on East, visit eastinitiative.org or search social media for East Initiative. See you next week on the East Update with East. I'm Jerry Prince. Thanks for listening.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Jerry, for providing us the East Initiative update and some cool, funky music, man.
That's a squeak toy gone and rabid.
Oh, my gosh. Hey, and also special thanks to Mike Durham with Peachjar for stopping by and filling us in what's going on with them and what they do. And
their service and product, really cool stuff.
Neat stuff, man.
Yeah, if you're looking for a way to get more information out to your parents and you don't have one already, this might be a way to take it out. Peachjar.com. Take a look at them. Really cool stuff. Don't forget to visit us on the website, www.edutechguys.com. We're doing a lot of revamping and cleaning up and new schedules out there on the calendar coming around.
Yep.
If you'd like to be on the show, just send us $20,000 in unmarked bills. No, we're kidding with you. No, just take a look at the website, check out our calendar, direct message us on Twitter, send us an email, contact@edutechguys.com. And don't forget, we're going to be out there live in a lot of venues coming up. Just check the website. We've got them all out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, been a great show.
Good stuff.
Good stuff. Special. Hey, I'm Jeff Madlock.
I'm David Henderson.
We'll catch you next time.
You've been listening to EduTech Guys Radio, radio.edutechguys.com.
The opinions expressed on this site and its programs are those of participants and not intended to and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of any specific educational entity, sponsor, company, state, or government agency.